Okay, we're off. Thank you. Let me just clean this a little bit. Hang on, clean that lens a little bit. There we go. All right, great. I know, I've been flogging the hell out of this, but it is a momentous occasion. I got the email. It is live on Amazon. This is still the author copy. It's an old, but the cover won't change. Very exciting. I don't know if you've ever had an idea for something, a creative idea for a book, or something that's hit you like a lightning bolt. But that's how the rant was born. It just came direct inspiration, straight from God, Spirit, the heavens, whatever you want to call it. That's how this book was born. So thanks a lot for checking in. The book, as I said, is live today. I made a few mistakes on the description aspect in the Amazon description, and I've edited them, but that takes another 72 hours to fix those descriptions. However, it is up there, and I really appreciate the support. Just a little backstory, if you will, on the genesis, the birth of this book. I put my favourite quote here from J.K. Rowling, FYI. Where is it? Where's the camera? There we go. We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. Shout out to J.K. Controversial as things may be at the moment. About 10 years ago, I was the director of photography on an incredible little documentary series, TV show called Hello, Goodbye. Shout out to my wonderful teammates, KT, John Matthey, the incredible Kurt Menefee, and a whole bunch of other wonderful people working on the program. If you've ever seen the movie Love Actually with Hugh Grant, the opening and closing scene where they are with documentary cameras filming at Heathrow Airport as families and loved ones are saying goodbye and greeting each other and hugging, and the sentiment of the narrative, of that visual narrative being that love actually is. Or the TV show that I was working on, Hello, Goodbye, which is a big, pretty successful non-scripted series from the Netherlands, from a wonderful company called Blazowski. That show was huge in the Netherlands, and it was really beautiful. It was shot single camera, very much the camera following the story of the greeting family, or the awaiting family, or the family saying goodbye. It really suited my sensibility of the way that I like to shoot. Anyway, I was doing the American version of the show, Hello, Goodbye. And we were stationed at Chicago O'Hare Airport. I think we were there for about 6 weeks. It was during the winter, January, February. It was really cold. And we had hotel rooms at the O'Hare Hilton, which is about I think maybe a 10, 15-minute walk from the terminal to the airport. My room was fantastic. I was very lucky. It was on the 10th floor-ish, looking west, right over the terminal, the expansive busyness of O'Hare. If you've ever been there, it's an incredible vibe and feeling. There's planes from India and all through Asia and Europe that land and take off and are bringing this one. It's like the scene out of Love Actually. It's just all different cultures and people and families being reunited. It's a wonderful testament to humanity, I think. Now, I grew up in the north of Australia in a small town called Darwin, city called Darwin. It's at the very tippy top of Australia in the centre, closer to Bali than it is to Sydney. Growing up in the 70s, it was a very remote town, and I'd always had this dream of travelling somehow. Don't know how, but I had this dream of going to live in New York and traveling the world. And I was always captivated by airports, and in particular, the 747 jumbo jet, which I just thought was just this vision of something wonderful, of a dream fulfilled, if you like. And what that represented to me was being able to go vast distances in what was back then luxury. So going back to the genesis of my book, The Ramp, being at Chicago O'Hare Airport, and my room overlooking the whole airport, the runway. At sunset, I could see the jets take off, the jets that were going to Europe, the heavies as they're known, the international heavies, which are the Boeing 787s, the 777s, the 747, the A380, the A350. I'm a bit of a nerd, as you can tell. Shout out to Sam Chewy and all the other wonderful plane nerds out there and plane spotters in the world, which there are many. Airports, especially great international airports like Chicago or Amsterdam Schiphol or London Heathrow, Singapore Changi, which is phenomenal. To me, these big airports just represent that kind of collective humanity, connectivity, bringing people together. So I had just about 10 years ago, I just kind of started to dive into spirituality, spiritual practice, and learning how to meditate. And one of my first teachers was an incredible individual called Dr. Wayne Dyer. I'm sure many people in America and around the world have heard of him. He was a wonderful introduction for me to spiritual practice. And sadly, he passed now, but I think he gave quite a lot in terms of bringing the mystical ancient teachings of the East to the West. He would do big PBS series back in the day teaching about spiritual practice, ancient wisdom, etc. And so listening to Wayne Dyer, I was in search of a spiritual practice. So listening to Wayne Dyer caught on for me, the way he talked about God and self and higher self and all that resonated with me and the journey that I was on. I'll talk more about that later, my creative journey. But this was the moment when I realized that spiritual practice and meditation in particular as a modality was directly aligned with creativity and creative practice. Another book that I recommend is called Big Magic from the incredible Elizabeth Gilbert. She dives into that in a bigger way, and I think it resonates perfectly with what I believe. Anyway, I was meditating on my day off. We had one day off a week, Sunday, and I was listening to a audio meditation piece of music, actually, from Wayne Dyer and James Twyman, I believe, based on Wayne's book, Wishes Fulfilled, another book I highly recommend. This was the meditation music called Wishes Fulfilled. Very powerful piece of music, directly related to the words I am. The book was called I Am Wishes. The music was called I Am Wishes Fulfilled. So on my day off, I was listening to this meditation, and I spent about an hour just deep meditation. And I just kind of started my practice, so I was new to it, really. But when I came out of the meditation, it must have been around 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. The sun was just setting, and the planes were going off, and I went to my big, expansive window in my hotel room, and I looked out the window over the airfield, and I kid you not, this incredible energy came over me, and I just felt this rush of inspiration and energy, and literally all these characters, hello, there it is, focus. All the characters and this story just came rushing at me. It felt incredibly real, literal, and visceral. Characters coming through the window at me. I couldn't stop it. My ego which Wayne Dyer translates to edging God out. My ego was telling me to stop it. You're being ridiculous. This story doesn't make sense. It's too much like Thomas the Tank Engine or Harry Potter. And I just had to silence that ego and allow what I call a flow of grace. I had to just allow that to continue. And it was extremely powerful. It was the first time in my life that I'd experienced such an overwhelming sense of spiritual download, input, grace, however you want to call it, awakening. But it was real. It was extremely visual. It was palpable. And I just let it go. I finally was able to not silence, but just hush down my ego voice telling me that it couldn't be real and it wasn't good and all this sort of stuff. So I hushed that down and I just allowed the inspiration to literally fly through the window at me. What I saw was just machines scurrying around the airfield doing their jobs that they'd been assigned to. And I didn't see any humans. I just saw these machines, the little tug machines that tow the planes. I saw the planes taking off and being towed. I saw all this activity and wonderful inspiration. And upon, when the vision just kind of subsided, I took a few deep breaths, and I knew I had to sit down and write all this down. I literally sat down, pen and paper and my diary, and wrote freehand the stories that I'd received. I spent about 2 or 3 hours just writing it all down. Now, that was 10 years ago. It's been quite a journey since then. The essential story hasn't changed. I think the 10 years has subsided because it was my own internal transformation and development that had to take place. The story is essentially about transformation and living your true self, believing in your dreams, not giving up. All these wonderful themes for children, but also, there's a great metaphor in there for everyone, for adults as well. And so I believe, people will often say, have you finished the book? When are you publishing it? When's it going to be ready? And you feel pressure to get it out there. But I knew that I had to evolve. I had more transformation to go through, and I'm still going through it. It's part of the creative journey. It was during a time when I was really not happy with the work that I was doing, a job that I'd loved for many, many years. I've been in this media, TV, international world of TV production for 30 years now. And so it was a big shift for me. I was shifting away from being behind the camera to emerging as a director, a producer, executive producer. And so what this book represented to me was I was transforming from hiding my creative skills to becoming the vision, which is what writing and receiving inspirational downloads is you are receiving direct input from God, from Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It was a direct download, and that is, for me, what I call being the vision. I was helped along the way by Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith and the Agape International Spiritual Center and various teachers that have helped me hone in this sensibility of understanding what my journey could be or should be. So this is it. We're at drop day now. I would really appreciate the support. I know there's a lot of support already. This story is I think it's a wonderful story. I need to write the second book. This is not finished. The intention is to turn it into a animated series, a movie, a series of books, bunch of merchandise, a whole world that serves as inspiration and aspiration for children and families alike. I believe it could be for anyone in their 40s and 60s who may feel stuck, at a point. So, please jump in. It's a wonderful story, and I'll put a link to my Amazon affiliate link. I'll put that in the comments. I'm going to try and post it on screen, but I haven't perfected this system yet. but there will be an Amazon link in the comments at least, or in the description. And I will be back with another video soon. I want to continue talking about the creative process and how you can align a really fantastic spiritual practice, meditation practice, with your creative journey. The one and the same. And I believe if you harness a certain relationship with a spiritual practice, you are bound for realizing what your true purpose and your journey is. So, I want to get into also other lessons that I've learned over my 30-year journey in international media. But for now, I'm so happy. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you very much. My professional friends are giving me all kinds of hell about holding my lavalier microphone like this, but it works. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Please check in again soon and look for the book. I'll post the link. Okay, cheers. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye.